I request our dignitaries, our Chief Guest, Dr. Chandan Mitra, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ravindra Kumar, Director of School of Social Sciences, Professor Swaraj Basu, and Director, Indira Gandhi Center for Freedom Struggle Studies, Professor Kapil Kumar, to kindly take the dais. I feel privileged to welcome you all on behalf of Indira Gandhi Center for Freedom Struggle Studies to the one-day seminar on India's freedom struggle. Different voices, varied streams, but common goals. I request the dignitaries to kindly light the lamp for the formal inauguration to the one-day seminar.
निकले हैं वीर जियाले यो अपना सीना ताने हंस हंस के जान लुटाने आजाद सवेरा लाने मर के कैसे जीते हैं इस दुनिया को बदलाने तेरे लाल चले हैं माए अब तेरी लाज बचाने मर के कैसे जीते हैं इस दुनिया को बदलाने तेरे लाल चले हैं माए अब तेरी लाज बचाने आजादी का शोला बन के खून रगों में डोला मेरा रंग दे मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला माए रंग दे मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला माए रंग दे मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला रंग दे
I would now request all the audience to kindly stand up for our national anthem. विनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात
पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे गावे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I extend my warm welcome to our chief guest for the day, Dr. Chandan Mitra, former member of the parliament. He is also an historian who did his MA history from Stephens College and his PhD renowned work on the political mobilization and the national movement in India, a study of eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar from 1936 to 1942 is a remarkable work in the field of modern history. His incredible career as a journalist, needs no introduction from Hindustan Times to The Pioneer. He has been an icon to many young aspiring journalists for his ethics as a political career and as a journalist as well. I hereby extend my warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ravindra Kumar, Professor Kapil Kumar, Chairperson, Indira Gandhi Center for Freedom Struggle Studies, and Professor Swaraj Basu, Director, School of Social Sciences. I now request Professor Kapil Kumar to kindly convey his thematic note for the seminar.
It's a real pleasure to have Dr. Chandan Mitra among us. I think we have interacted almost since 1978, history days. And I thought who better would be a person to be with us when we celebrate freedom and when we go back into history on things related to the freedom. बहुत सोच समझ के टाइटल चुना था, इंडियाज़ फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल. अपना डाइवर्जेंट व्यूज़ और वॉइसेस को लेके, because today a lot of debate is going on, history, a lot of debate is going on the freedom struggle, the nature of freedom struggle, and also on the question of 47. I personally believe that what we celebrate as our Independence Day, 15th August 1947, we have to relook at that. And relook at that in the light of circumstances. And I'll give you just one example. Today morning only, someone rang me from this News 24 channel, wanted a bite. And I refused. I said, I will not give a bite. If you want me live, I'll come on live, but you twist and you edit, so I'm not going to give a bite. No, sir, this is very important. In 1942, the British had taken loan from India for the Second World War. And that loan has not been repaid. Chandan knows more because he has worked on 42. So I said, yes, they will not repay because India was never given independence. In the official documents, it's only a transfer of power. It is only that paramountcy has left and India joins the Commonwealth. And we celebrate 15th August as our Independence Day, forgetting that this was not the independence for which the Indians fought. A divided India. This is not for what INA fought. This is not for the revolutionaries in 1857 fought. This is not for which Bhagat Singh fought. Maybe the Congress agreed for partition. There are different reasons for that. Different factors for that. एक बार बहुत पहले, तब वो ये, this madman was not there in North Korea. I was in a seminar, I'm talking sometime of 1980s. So when I asked this North Korean, why are you so opposed? You have now North Korea independent, South Korea independent. Why are you opposed to it? And first time in my life in a discussion, I got knocked out. You know what he told me? He said, Dr. Kapil Kumar, you might have agreed to partition of your country by a colonial power into India and Pakistan. We have not forgotten the partition of Korea by the colonial powers. This is what explains nationalism. Today's nationalism, I'm sorry to say that, बड़े interesting interpretations आते हैं. We are getting everything in the name of freedom of expression. I don't mind. You talk against the government. You talk against the political party. You criticize the government. This is what democracy is meant for. This is what universities are meant for. But in the name of freedom of expression, you talk against the nation. You talk against the Indian army, forgetting that these intellectuals who use these words of freedom of expression and the right to expression and all that, don't these academicians realize that they are able to use this language and talk this freedom only because the Indian soldier is sitting in Siachen and at the borders and defending your democracy? It is only because the soldiers are losing their lives that you are able to speak like and make these utterances in India. There is something like nationalism. हमारे यहाँ nationalism गांव से शुरू होता है. आज आप एक बिहार के यहां आके काम करने वाले या यूपी के या राजस्थान के एक छोटे भाई से पूछिए जो रिक्शा चलाता है आके या छोटा रोजगार करता है. इफ यू आस्क हिम तुम्हारी कंट्री, जब वो घर जाता है पैसे कमा करके, कहां जा रहे हो? मैं अपने देश जा रहा हूं. अब हमारे इंटेलेक्चुअल तो कह देंगे साहब देश का मतलब तो गांव है, देश का मतलब इंडिया नहीं है. इंडिया तो डाइवर्सिफाइड है. इंडिया नाम की कोई चीज नहीं थी. इतना जबरदस्त why I am raising this question? Because the Indian independence today is at stake. Why? Because for terrorism, the weapon is not just a gun or a bullet. The terrorism of ideas. The terrorism of washing your mind. I am surprised our women feminists, our women intellectuals, they talk of cross-border feminism. Do they know what is the condition of women in Azad Kashmir is under the Pakistani army? Or in Balochistan? Or what Taliban did in Afghanistan? Indian nation. Even today we have people who are saying that India is not a country. India is just a country in formation. Nationalism is in formation. अरे एज ए हिस्टोरियन आई आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. चलिए आपका भी थोड़ा टेस्ट हो जाएगा. वो सिकंदर किस कंट्री पे अटैक किया था आके? किसको जीतना चाहता था? एज पर ग्रीक रिकॉर्ड्स. मैं ब्रिटिश और इनकी अभी बात नहीं कर रहा हूं. ग्रीक रिकॉर्ड्स टॉक ऑफ इंडिका. सेल्यूकस कहां आया था? डेमेट्रियस एंड मिनांडर कहां आए थे? चाइना से हुएनसांग किस कंट्री में आया था? इत्सिग किस कंट्री में आया था? They all talk of India. They say we have been to different parts of India. Somewhere the ruler is so, somewhere the ruler is so. And that is why to Indian federalism, our Indian political scientists have to study it from the Indian context, not from the European context and European models of federalism. अरब सेंट थॉमस कहां आए थे? क्रिश्चियनिटी जब यूरोप में भी नहीं पहुंची थी क्रिश्चियनिटी हैड कम टू इंडिया. व्हाट इज द रेफरेंस इन क्रिश्चियन रिकॉर्ड्स? इंडिया. वेयर डिड द अरब ट्रेवलर्स कम? वेयर डिड द अरब्स अटैक? 15th सेंचुरी में आ जाइए. वो कोलंबस पागल होके किस कंट्री को ढूंढ रहा था कि जहां उतर गया उसको इंडिया बता दिया अमेरिका को जाकर के? वास्को डी गामा केम इन सर्च ऑफ विच कंट्री? द ब्रिटिशर्स. व्हाट डिड दे नेम देयर कंट्री, देयर कंपनी, ट्रेडिंग कंपनी? ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. And so did the Dutch, and so did the French, and so did the Portuguese, and so did the Spain, others. And then suddenly you find in 19th century, people like Charles Grant and many others saying that there is nothing like India that exists as per the European parameters. India is no nation. India has no history. India has no culture. Exactly what Karl Marx said in 1853. India has no history, it has a history of only successive invasions, people come and rule here, and the question here is not that India will be ruled, But who will rule over India? Whether the British will rule, or whether the Russians will rule, or whether the Turks will rule over India. I'm not using my words. Now the question is that this psyche of dominance, domination, I have always said, I have introduced the psychic analysis in my historiography thing now. It is not just economic, social, or political, but there was a colonial psyche working at work, which was to dominate, subjugate, and rule. And all those, whether evangelists or whether utopians or anyone, all thoughts, they may have different methodologies, different approaches, but they constituted components of this larger psychology, larger psyche of colonialism, that we have to rule over India. And when this psyche of dominance emerged over India, so does emerge the psyche of resistance. Psyche of resistance to colonial rule. जहां जहां अंग्रेज गया, अंग्रेज का विरोध हुआ. मुझे एक पार्ट इंडिया का बता दीजिए जिसको अंग्रेज ने जाके इजीली कैप्चर कर लिया हो. 1865 प्लासी के बाद से या जहां से भी आप उठाएंगे, अगर प्लासी में कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया, लड़ाई नहीं हुई, तो उसका जवाब दिया सन्यासी और फकीर रेबिलियन ने बंगाल के अंदर, जहां पे पहली बार किसान, मजदूर, छोटा जमींदार, सन्यासी और फकीर उठ के खड़े हुए, जिससे आनंद मठ निकल करके आया, जिसमें देवी चौधरानी निकल करके आई, जिसमें मजनू शाह निकल करके आया. उनको आज कोई रिमेंबर नहीं करता. ऑलमोस्ट 45 इयर्स तक ये रेबेलियन चलता रहा. इसको जाके 1813 और 1814 में ही जाकर के पूरी तरीके से सप्रेस किया गया. वो भी जब राजा ऑफ बनारस ने अपनी फोर्सेस भेजी उनको सप्रेस करने के लिए. उसका फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल में, उसका किताबों में, उसका कहीं नेशनल मूवमेंट की चीजों में जिक्र नहीं आएगा. आई ऑलवेज कंसिडर्ड द सन्यासी एंड फकीर रेबेलियन एज द फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस. 1857 इज द सेकेंड वॉर. जिस एरिया में अंग्रेज गया, संथल्स में गया, संथल विद्रोह हुआ. बिरसा मुंडा है आपके सामने. भीलों में गया, मोतीलाल तेजावत. कौन सा एरिया है हिंदुस्तान का, चाहे वो जनजाति रही हो, चाहे वो कौन सी एरिया रही हो. और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है that all sections of Indian society oppose this rule. When we study these records, when we go into these records, because today when people divide on caste lines, I did my study, Chandan did his study. In all these movements of 1942, 1920, you find a Kurmi, you find a Brahman, within quotes, because I don't use that language, this is the official language in the records. You find a Chamar. लाली चमारन एक वर्ड यूज है अवध के अंदर. हाथ में गड्ढासा लेके निकल के चलती थी तो पुलिस के थानेदार भाग जाया करते थे निकल करके. उनका जिक्र नहीं आएगा. 1857 के अंदर 85 गांव अभी भी मौजूद हैं वेस्टर्न यूपी के अंदर और कानपुर तक, जहां पे 50 औरतों को, 120 विमेन, पेड़ों के साथ फांसी लगा करके जिनको मार दिया गया अंग्रेजों की तरफ से. बड़े ह्यूमैनिटेरियन थे, लेकिन हमारी हिस्ट्री बुक्स में उनका जिक्र नहीं आता. Why? Because our dominant historians intentionally kept 1857 out of research, treating it as a feudal revolt. You will be surprised that till today there is not a single PhD in JNU or in Aligarh on 1857 history departments. Only one in Delhi University now very recently. वो भी तब जब गवर्नमेंट ने वो 100 years डिक्लेयर कर दिए तो पैसा मिलने लगा ICHR से, तो ये हुआ भाई लूट लो ग्रांट के लिए, सेमिनार के लिए जितना मिल रहा है इस समय लेकर के. कितने लोगों को ये मालूम है कि ब्रिटिशर्स जब लखनऊ जीत करके और बैठ के आराम कर रहे थे तो एक पेड़ के ऊपर से फायरिंग होती है, 5 अंग्रेज मारे जाते हैं अफसर, और जब गोली मार के उसको नीचे गिराया जाता है जिसने वो फायरिंग की थी, she is a woman. On the contrary, this absurd image which is projected of Indian womanhood, that they were docile and they were taking it everything and nothing and all, because very intentionally after 47 the role of Dalits and the role of women in freedom struggle has been intentionally ignored. And I can quote historians after historians, because our rulers learned very well that if the British had a policy to divide and rule, let us rule and divide. To maintain your hegemony, to maintain your rule. This is what affected the history writing during this period. There are different trends which emerged, different things which emerged about freedom struggle. 3 months back, I went to Ahmednagar. And naturally, I got attracted to go to Ahmednagar Fort, because on 9th August, all the leaders, after being arrested in 1942, were taken to Ahmednagar Fort. तो 27 कांग्रेस के लीडर वहां पे बंद थे. That fort is under the army. सबके कमरे के बाहर एक स्लिप लगी हुई है, प्लेट, कि इस कमरे में मौलाना आजाद थे, इस कमरे में पट्टा भाई सीतारमैया थे, इस कमरे में पटेल थे. And where Jawaharlal Nehru was there, not only his plate is there, कमरे के अंदर उनकी चारपाई भी बिछी हुई है, डिस्कवरी ऑफ इंडिया भी रखी हुई है, उनका पेन भी रखा हुआ है, उनका चोगा भी रखा हुआ है, और उनकी इतनी बड़ी पोर्ट्रेट जो है वो भी रखी गई है. Here I ask this question to my fellow historians who say, no, there is no over projection of a family and all that. What is this then? आपको पटेल का नहीं करना है, मत करिए. Why not of मौलाना आजाद? Why not of पट्टा भाई सीतारमैया? But this is how history is wrongly projected. I don't say that history needs to be rewritten. I've never said that. I'll never say that. All I am requesting, for last 2 years I have been asking the government, please open up the closed files of the government. बोस के ऊपर हुई है अभी, लेकिन अभी वो काफी नहीं है. हमें वो फाइल चाहिए इंटेलिजेंस की, यूपी की. चंद्रशेखर आजाद को किसने बिट्रे किया था? आनंद भवन जा रहे थे चंद्रशेखर आजाद. आनंद भवन में कांग्रेस का हेडक्वार्टर था, मोतीलाल नेहरू जी का घर था. आनंद भवन जाते हुए उनको जो है रास्ते में बिट्रे हुआ. Someone had knowledge that he was coming to Anand Bhavan, which was passed on to the police. और धर्मयुग के अंदर मुझे याद है इमरजेंसी पीरियड में एक बहुत बड़ा लेख आया था, जिसमें उस डीएसपी ने, जिसने सीआईडी रिकॉर्ड्स रूम में काम किया था, गोरखपुर से था संबंध, उसने पूरा आर्टिकल लिख के नाम लिया उसका कि जिस व्यक्ति ने इन्फॉर्म किया पुलिस को, वो यूपी रिकॉर्ड्स में मौजूद है. And that file was called by the Chief Minister of UP at that time, burnt at his house, and an official statement given that the government has no such record in CID files. और उस पर इतना प्रेशर डाला गया कि उस आदमी ने दोबारा अपनी जबान नहीं खोली. तो हमको, अगर हमें फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल की आजादी को समझना है, तो हमको वो रिकॉर्ड्स चाहिए. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि CID रिकॉर्ड्स आर करेक्ट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग ब्रिटिश रिकॉर्ड्स आर करेक्ट. There where we have to apply historians' craft in understanding those records. But why keep the 1920 file of some leader as a closed file? Why can't you transfer it in the archives to the scholars? And even the Bose myth has been broken now that Bose died in that crash. हम लोग तो as students उसको देखते थे, जो बड़ा क्लियर होके आ गया है. आज जवाब नहीं है किसी के पास कि आजाद हिंद फौज के खजाने का क्या हुआ? Where did that treasure go? Doesn't the country want to know? History books उठा लीजिए आप. Sumit Sarkar did a good job when he wrote this Modern India. One may agree, one may disagree with certain things, but at least he bring in what was happening at the grassroots levels. एक डिबेट हुई सबाल्टन के आने से शुरू, लेकिन उन नामों को, मैं अभी एक टीवी चैनल पे था, लोकसभा पे फटके के ऊपर प्रोग्राम था, कि 1872 में जिसने रेवोल्यूशनरी एक्टिविटी स्टार्ट की, एकदम मेरा माथा ठनका कि दिस गोज विद दैट थ्योरी अबाउट ह्यूम, that he was in CID, he had looked at all the records and he was understanding that different revolutionary streams are emerging, like 1857, and he wanted to avoid that revolt and so give an outlet to the Indians in the formation of Indian National Congress. I'm not saying that Gandhi had no role to play. Gandhi had a major role to play. Gandhi's major contribution is that he converted the Congress movement into a mass movement. But we must study all the streams. परसों एक प्रोग्राम आया ABVP चैनल पे, मैं इमोशनल हो गया उसको देख के. सरस्वती राजमनी, वेरी ओल्ड लेडी, जिसके फादर बर्मा के अंदर गोल्ड माइन के ओनर थे. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट विल बी द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटस ऑफ दैट फैमिली. उस पे पूरा आधे घंटे उन्होंने प्रोग्राम दिखाया कि किस तरीके से उस बच्ची ने, जब वो 16 साल की थी तो भगत सिंह की शहादत की न्यूज सुनी. वो कहती है समझ नहीं पाई मैं कि मेरे पेरेंट्स क्यों रो रहा है. अगले दिन कहती है अखबार पढ़ा, तब जाना क्या हुआ. Then got affected by Bose ideas. और जब बोस बर्मा पहुंचते हैं तो ज्वाइन करती है उनको, अपनी ज्वेलरी देती है, INA को ज्वाइन करती है. सबसे पहले नर्स का काम करती है सोल्जर्स के लिए. उसके बाद में उनके लिए जासूसी का काम करते हैं. वो प्रोग्राम था दुनिया का सबसे छोटा जासूस, 16 साल के बच्चे को दिखाया. अच्छी बात है, चैनल सब दिखा रही है इस तरीके की हिस्ट्री को. हमें नहीं मालूम था. कितनों को मालूम है कि 10,000 प्रवासी भारतीयों ने, जिसे हम डायस्पोरा कह के छोड़ देते हैं आज, INA ज्वाइन करके दे गेव देयर लाइफ फ्रॉम द साइड ऑफ INA इन मणिपुर, इन नागालैंड, इन अंडमान. We don't try to bring them in the history books. Forget transmitting that to our younger generation. And then we complain कि younger generation is saying this, वो ये नारा लगा रहा है, वो नारा लगा रहा है. अरे जब आप पढ़ाओगे नहीं कि आजादी कैसे मिली है, आजादी के लिए किसने कुर्बानी दी है. मैं तो I personally am of the opinion that had one man or women or any one person from every family had died in the freedom struggle, we would have known what is the value of freedom. And we would not have been that corrupt as we are today. But this was not taught to us. And why should they teach? आज भी एक सेगमेंटेशन ड्रॉ करते चले जा रहे हैं. मैं अवध किसान आंदोलन पे काम किया. मैंने उस किसान आंदोलन के अंदर मैंने देखा निकल करके कि जब मैंने एनालिसिस करने शुरू किए तो पुलिस फायरिंग होती है, उसमें 4 ब्राह्मण भी मर रहे हैं, 4 दलित भी मर रहे हैं, कुर्मी भी मर रहे हैं. सबका पार्टिसिपेशन है, लेकिन आपने उसे इग्नोर किया. एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लेटर है 1940 की, बाबा रामचंद्र ने लिखी जवाहरलाल नेहरू को. इंडिविजुअल सत्याग्रह शुरू हुआ. सो गांधी सेड दैट विमेन विल नॉट पार्टिसिपेट इन इंडिविजुअल सत्याग्रह. बट दीज विमेन, एंड माइंड इट, दीज आर द rural women, uneducated, local women. They said, no, we will go and court arrest. So they go and court arrest. And on that, the local secretary of the Congress says, अरे ये क्या, ये छोटी जात वालियों ने जाके गिरफ्तारी दे दी, कुछ बड़ी जात वालियों ने गिरफ्तारी दी होती तो कांग्रेस का नाम होता. उसके ऊपर बाबा रामचंद्र wrote a 16-page letter to Nehru. And the language he uses is, हमारी देवियों का अपमान किया गया है. And mind it, this Baba Ramchandra himself is a Maharashtriya Brahman operating in that area. और हम ये अपमान नहीं सहेंगे. Nehru doesn't answer. There's so many aspects of history which I counter. कि जिसने बनारस में 37 में कांग्रेस को इलेक्शन जितवाया, आपने उसको कांग्रेस से बाहर करवा दिया ये कह के कि इसने 2 रुपए की जो है बेईमानी की है, वो चंदा जमा नहीं कराया ऑफिस में आकर के, जो बस में जाने का किराया ले लिया था. लेकिन निकाला क्यों? क्योंकि जितने किसानों ने कांग्रेस कैंडिडेट को वोट दी थी उनको महाराजा बनारस ने बेदखल कर दिया. तो वो धरने पे बैठ गया कि इनकी बेदखली खत्म की जाए और इनको जमीन दी जाए. और ये नेहरू जी की प्रेसिडेंसी में होता है. I am revealing to you today, I had published it long back, I think it went unnoticed. There is a circular issued by Jawaharlal Nehru as President of Indian National Congress that all those revolutionaries who are being released from jails Kakori, particularly in UP, they should not be welcomed. There should be no processions in their welcome. And it's not lying. It's lying in Teen Murti only. It's lying in UPCC records only. So it's time that we have to revisit our freedom struggle, relook at the records, and then try to understand the present, that what went wrong in the present, and where we have to go. History is not a dead subject. It tells you how your present has evolved, so that by analyzing and comparing the two, you can plan for a better future. ये एनालाइज करने के लिए कि आज भी दलित को क्यों मारा जाता है, आपको फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल में भी जाना पड़ेगा, आपको मिडिवल हिस्ट्री में भी जाना पड़ेगा. एक अजीब ट्रेंड शुरू हो गया है. I was in an interview, a person had done a thesis on Dalit, very good thesis. I asked him one question only. I said, you talked of Dalit in ancient India, and then you have talked of Dalit in modern India. तो ये 1000 साल का जो पीरियड है इंडियन हिस्ट्री का, क्या उसमें दलित एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता था? That is where political intervention is made to distort history. Whereas, whatever Manuvadi and all trends emerged in the ancient India to exploit the Dalit, they got most rigidified in the medieval Indian period of history under feudalism. Why don't people come and say that? And it is that feudal tendency and feudal psyche in India. Unless that is not removed, you may give 200% reservation to the Dalits. It will not solve the problem unless that psyche doesn't go. That he is not a Dalit, he is a human being like me. He is a person like me. You have to fight that psyche, and the government don't want to fight that psyche. Because if that psyche is fought, फिर politics किस पे होगी? Politics किसके aspect पे होगी? So that's why I'm sorry I have taken a lot of time, but some things I want to give some things which are very different from the traditional line of history which we have been speaking in this regard. So we'll set the ball rolling, and I'll say we have Chandan, I don't have to, introduce. Pioneer, everyone knows, and plus when he started. Then we have Professor Swaraj Basu with us, again, not to be introduced to IGNOU, who's speaking on a very, very interesting theme, that is Dalit and nationalism aspect. Then in the afternoon session, we have Syed Irfan Habib with us, the junior Irfan, who has worked on revolutionaries, and he will be speaking on the role of revolutionaries. We have our colleague Professor Shashi Bhushan Upadhyay with us, who will be speaking on different national strength under colonialism. And then we have our two young scholars who have worked on in the center on a very interesting themes. Sarvural is an expert in Persian language. He did his PhD from JNU. And he has discovered very interesting about 163 letters in Persian in National Archives on 1857. And our volume will be very soon out because those Persian have been translated into English. And now what I am doing is कि ये जो रोज जासूस ब्रिटिशर्स को खबर भेजता था जब रिच से घेरा हुआ था, तो उस खबर को कितना ब्रिटिशर्स ने यूज किया है, that I am examining with the contemporary records. And we'll put that volume out, we'll title it as the Namak Haram of Delhi. Because the Haveli of Namak Haram still exists in Balli Maran, who did that. But today, he'll be speaking on a very other interesting theme. And particularly, I asked him to do work on this theme and collect material on this. Because normally when we talk of 45, 47, this period, we only talk of Hindu-Muslim divide, we only talk of riots, we talk of killings, we talk of this. I have been always contradicting this, saying कि ये हुआ हिस्ट्री में कि अगर 1 लाख मान लीजिए कत्ल हुए या रेप हुए या मर्डर हुए, हुआ, कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन 10,000 केस ऐसे भी हुए जहां पड़ोसी ने पड़ोसी को बचाया, वो भी हिस्ट्री है। वो किसी हिस्ट्री बुक में क्यों नहीं लिखी जाती? और देन इट इज फॉर द हिस्टोरियन टू मेक ए जजमेंट कि दैट वाज बारबेरियनिज्म, द किलिंग, दिस वाज ह्यूमनिज्म। And what we need in this country today is this humanism, not the barbarianism of 1946-47, which was created by the British and many other forces related to that who were doing into that. And with that aim in mind, I thought, why not look at more? Sumit had done a brief study of the popular movements during that period. Why not look more at it? And then we went into INA, because INA had a composition of all. And mind it, the soldiers in INA were Indian peasantry only, from the rural peasant families. So then in that context, that how the Urdu media in India at that time in 46, 47, 45 was reacting to Bose and INA. That collection we have done of the Urdu poetry and write-ups on Urdu newspapers on INA and Subhash Chandra Bose. We are going to publish that volume also now very soon, which again is very revealing work. And so has Dr. Sushil Tiwari, who's another consultant with us. Same thing he has done on Hindi newspapers. That what was the image of INA, what was the image of Bose during that. And I have no hesitation in saying that after looking at these documents, which they have been collecting for last almost 3.5 years now, that the most popular leader in India, if you consider media as an indicator, आजकल तो सर्वे हो जाते हैं ना, उस जमाने में सर्वे नहीं होते थे. But there is no doubt about it that Subhash Chandra Bose was the most popular, respected Indian at that time. एक बात और समझ लीजिए, सारी रिसर्चेज एक बात को पॉइंट आउट करती हैं कि once Congress ministries had been formed in 37, it was very clear to the people that British Hukumat is not going to last. That is where 42 came and the people took over in 42. कांग्रेस को शायद क्लियर ना हो कि अंग्रेजी हुकूमत जाएगी या नहीं जाएगी या कैसे जाएगी या क्या कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना है, बट टू द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया इट वाज वेरी क्लियर that the British will not be able to stay. One last 2 lines and I'm leaving. I said of Indian diaspora. In Trinidad, it was so interesting when I interviewed some people. And one of the young scholars who had done this whole study from psychological angle, that for the Bengal famine, people in Trinidad had sent money. For INA, people had sent money. So I asked them, how could they send for INA? So they said, the money was sent in the form of money orders. Postal orders. And it was sent through the Pandits who used to come and preach from Arya Samaj, Ramakrishna Mission, and some other organizations. And they will come back with that money to India and do that. And my thing is that young scholars should move into such areas of research that these people of Indian ancestry, that people of Indian origin also, are given the full what they have contributed in developing not only the Indian freedom struggle, but even the Indian nation outside India, the Indian culture outside India. And I don't know, Chandan, but I think, put up this idea in your paper. Why not we celebrate 14th April as our Independence Day, the day Netaji flew the INA, the Independent India flag, first time in Morang. Or 30th December, when the flag was flown in Andaman Islands. That's how we had achieved independence. That was achieving independence. 15th August 47 was transfer of power. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words and the encouraging work that you have been doing towards the freedom struggle studies. Before I invite our chief guest, Dr. Chandan Mitra, for his keynote address, I would request the Honorable Vice Chancellor